The Justin Robert Young program brought to you as always by everybody who supports us at PayJuryDaily.com. Again, PayJuryDaily.com. All right. Cut the shit, you guys. For real. You too, Jomo. Shut up. Shut up. All right, look, we started out having a good time. I started doing these theme weeks, I figured it'd be a great way for people to email in on stuff. They'd feel like they had a context for it. It wouldn't just be random stuff. They could always email in the random stuff, but at least we'd have a theme. So we did the high school pitch thing, and that got people all riled up. And I'm like, oh, great. So we'll follow up on that, and we'll do the college is a sham week, and that was fine. But you want to know what? I am sick and tired of what's going on this week. You don't think I see it? I don't know who you are. I don't know who you think you are. But I'm on to you. I'm on to you, okay? Who's ever running this little scam here, who's ever running this operation, I'm on to you because I'm doing Conspiracy Week right now. We are dead in the middle of Conspiracy Week. And we've been taking these conspiracies from the audience, and I was telling about my conspiracy. But now you're getting a little too cocky. Yeah, government or Illuminati or government Illuminati, whatever you are, it's a little too obvious at this point. I went to go get a haircut today. My favorite place is in Oakland. Got a haircut and a beard trim, trying to stay fresh. Next thing you know. What happens, huh? What happens? Oh, how about this one? My barber lady starts talking to me. And she says, well, because it's raining outside. She's like, oh, it's raining. And I'm like, I know, it's terrible. It barely rains out here. It sucks when it does. She's like, yeah. Yesterday, I spent all day in my apartment watching YouTube conspiracy theories. Oh, she knew them all. She knew all the Mandela effect, the hottest new Mandela effect conspiracy theories. She knew all about the Rothschild family, the Illuminati, their influence in pop culture. I'm just saying. I don't know what this program is, how you got my records, how you installed that barber to freak me out, but I didn't blink. I said, oh, cool. Well, you should listen to the JuRY show because we're doing Conspiracy Week. I don't really think that you're a government agent, barber lady, if you did wind up listening. But I did think that was really funny. How funny is that? I'm way too oblivious to actually believe in conspiracies. I guess everything is so random in life. I'm just like, oh, hooray. If I was a more paranoid person, I might have actually believed it. But we got to talking about something that is one of my favorite conspiracies, and that is the idea of celebrity clones. Celebrity clones. I don't know if you guys are up on this, but apparently there are many theories that certain celebrities have been removed for whatever reason. Either they died tragically or the powers that be didn't want them around anymore. But I found the top 7 celebrity clone theories. So here's the first one. Post Malone and Justin Bieber are the same clone. That has just been raised differently. This is because apparently if you pitch shift Post Malone up, it sounds a lot like Justin Bieber. If you pitch shift Post Malone or Justin Bieber down, it sounds like Post Malone. So there we go. Number 2, Miley Cyrus is indeed a clone. She went from cute, teeny bopper Hannah Montana to, twerk team, wrecking ball, we bout that life, Miley Cyrus. This apparently is because she died by Disney. Although it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, why would Disney kill her if she was then just going to become this other person? Like, wouldn't Disney have to kill her if she didn't want to become the twerk team sexualized version of Miley Cyrus? And so they cloned one that would? Captain Fubar in our chat makes the point that maybe this is the a copy of a copy of a copy, like in Multiplicity, that just isn't quite as sharp as the initial clone. How about this one? Beyonce. Beyonce gets a lot of the Illuminati stuff, too, so it makes sense that she would be in this clone list. Apparently, Bey's stem cells were first harvested when she started singing because everyone knew that they needed a backup plan if she died. She then did indeed die in 2000, and the Beyonce we know now, the Lemonade Beyonce, is a clone. Beyonce's got a couple conspiracies, too. Like, there's a conspiracy that she didn't really have her kid. There's the conspiracy that the entire Elevator saga with her, Jay-Z, and Solange was totally invented. And by the way, that last one I totally subscribe to. Here's a great one. Taylor Swift and former high priestess in the Church of Satan, Zena LaVey, are the same person. Or rather, Taylor Swift is a clone of high priestess of the Church of Satan, Zena LaVey. Apparently, Zena was a high priestess from 1985 to 1990, just 1 year before Taylor Swift was born. And when you look at them side by side, I'm just saying, they pass more than a striking resemblance to each other. How about this one? Katy Perry is a clone of JonBenet Ramsey. That's number 5. Number 6, and this one you got some deep dives on this one. Avril Lavigne was cloned after she died. What year did they put this at? Late 90s. Now, part of the reasoning for this is that there is some physical differences, which, of course, you can chalk up to many things when it comes to the entertainment field. But also, it seems like there was a difference in the art for Avril. In fact, spoiler alert. All right, just here. Come on in real quick. It seems like a lot of these celebrity clone theories are based around the idea that people got famous for a certain kind of art and then decided that they were going to make a different kind of art, and people can't handle that idea. So instead, they've invented elaborate mythology that there's some overarching system that's replacing the initial artist with another clone of them that will do their bidding. It really just boils down to, I liked their old shit. But back to the conspiracy. Avril Lavigne went from writing, I think she wrote Sk8er Boy. Somebody look up and tell me whether or not she wrote Sk8er Boy. Sk8er Boy is one of the best written pop songs of the 90s. In fact, I might go so far as to say it is the best written pop song of the 90s. Sk8er Boy is a brutal story. Like, it starts out as this very basic idea of like, oh, teen angst, It even in how it's laid out, it lulls you into this false sense of security that it's just an average pop punk, like, oh, like, she was a girl, he was a boy, could I make it any more obvious? But then, like, you get to the end of the initial, was it early 2000s? Sorry, whatever, then 2000s. It even has a better shot at being the greatest written pop song of the 2000s, to be honest. But it had to be 2000s, actually, now that I think about it. 2002. The third, so Sk8er Boy begins with a total story, a complete story. She was stuck up. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. She rejected him. He becomes famous. So the second verse is all about her not going to see or going to see the show that he's up on stage at because now he's famous. But at that point, it's like that second verse, you're like, oh, okay, well, are they going to get back together? I guess you would expect that at some point either she then comes back to him or he comes back to her. You would think that it was a love story. Wrong side of the tracks. She realizes the error of her ways and they wind up getting together. No, that's not what happens. What you realize is that she is the narrator and she wants to rub it in the face of the dude's not even high school girlfriend, a dude's high school rejection. That is a ride or die bitch. Oh, my God. She's like, oh, my God, I love you, Sk8er Boy. Sk8er Boy's like, I know. I love you, too, Avril Lavigne person who's singing songs. And they're like, oh, well, what do you want to talk about? Well, there was this one time a lady rejected me once in high school. She's like, oh, that bitch. Oh, it is the white girl hit him up. It is one of the most brutal fucking songs of all time. And allegedly it's about a real thing. It's about Derek Wimbley's rejection from his high school. So she goes from that to writing Hello Kitty, which is one of the most embarrassing songs ever written. Only one way to explain it. Clone. Shitty clone at that. And then there's Britney Spears. I guess Britney Spears, you could say, well, here we go. It starts with this. Back in 2001, this is according to 17.com where I'm getting this list, there was a rumor that Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were in a car crash thanks to radio DJs Kramer and Twitch, a.k.a. Keith Kramer and Tony Longo. The DJs claimed Britney died and Justin was comatose, prompting a plethora of concerned phone calls to the LAPD. Kramer and Twitch were later fired for making the false report, but that didn't stop the conspiracy theorists from chiming in. People believe that the real Britney died in that car crash, and the Britney we saw that apparently went crazy is a clone. I don't know. Am I a clone? What point would I have been cloned? I don't know if there's ever a time where I've kind of changed, but maybe I would. You know? If all of a sudden you see me on some other platform, you know, maybe I go legit, right? And I'm just another talking head on the Fox Business Channel at some point. If that happens, if I ever sell out, I'm asking you guys right now to please spread the word far and wide that I was killed and replaced by a clone. Because I'll tell you what, in reading this list, there's one thing that's for damn sure. There aren't any unfamous people that have clones. I want to thank our JuRY Stories channel on the Discord. Most specifically, P. Lizzle. the P. Lizzle, who today brought us this list comparing the most dangerous jobs in the world to the compensation that they get. So here's the deal. The top 5 deadly occupations by fatality rate. So I guess this is by... All right, the fatality rate is per 100,000 full-time workers or equivalent based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics. By the way, if you ever want to do a deep dive, please go and read the Bureau of Labor Statistics and how much people die from work. I swear to God, it is one of the most fascinating things I have ever read in my life. Stay away from grain silos. That's all I'm going to say. Because a lot of people die from fucking grain silos. They literally list out like all the deaths per year. You can find out like 3 people died from getting stabbed by a cow. It's oddly sorted. It's great. Great reading. So here we go. Top 5 deadliest occupations by fatality rate. 135.9 per 100,000 for logging workers. 86 for fishers and related fishing workers. 55 for aircraft pilots and flight engineers, 48.6 for roofers, and 34 for recycle and recyclable material collectors. So motherfucking garbage men. 34 out of 100,000 died. Jesus Christ. Here's how people die on the job. 2,083 out of 100,000 die from transportation incidents. You're going to see that repeated a lot. 886 die from violence or other injuries by persons or animals. Right behind it, 849 die from falls, slips, and trips. 761 die from contact with equipment or objects. And 518 exposure to harmful substances or environments. So of these, I would say transportation, contact with objects and equipment, and exposure to harmful substances or environments are probably the most, well, I was going to say preventable, but I guess they're all preventable on some level. Of the top 25 occupations with the highest rate of fatalities, the highest paid that die the most, this is your most bang for your buck, is aircraft pilots and flight engineers. On average, they make $138,690 per year. The lowest paid that dies the most are agricultural workers. They barely make they make about $26,000 per year. And the most fatalities for the most money are delivery truck drivers and sales workers. This is so wild, man. So many people die driving. Driving is a death trap. And meanwhile, Andrew Yang is out here. I called Andrew Yang Jason Yang like 7 times in this PX3 interview I did yesterday, by the way. Jason Yang is a violinist that used to be on Twitch that Ashley knew. So for whatever reason, I just got to beat it out of me that Andrew Yang is not Jason Yang. Too many Yangs. But Andrew Yang, the presidential hopeful, is out here talking about how self-driving cars are going to totally take over the truck driving industry over the next 10 years. But I don't know if that's a bad thing. That might rise our population level, because the way that people die the most are driving. Close up on the transportation and construction industries. Out of all of the truck transportation industry, there is a 25.6 fatality rate per 100,000. That averages out to 570 deaths in a year. Oh, no, sorry. That's more than that, because that is each person represents 10. Okay, no, I guess that would be 570. Meanwhile, taxi and limousine services, 50 deaths in a year. Bus station and urban transit, 21. Couriers and messages, 30. A lot of people dying driving. So if you are listening to this driving, I ask you but one simple thing. Keep your eyes on the goddamn road. You can always email me, JuRyDaily@gmail.com. Again, JuRyDaily@gmail.com. Justin writes, Tom Merritt has brought this up a few times on DTNS and East Meets West, always saying he doesn't think it's a real conspiracy, just interesting. Sure, Tom. Remember how after Snowden everyone became super privacy conscious? If anything, society is more concerned with privacy now, but with a different villain. Facebook, Google, etc. have supplanted the U.S. federal government. Did the government's secret surveillance programs end? Almost certainly not. Through misdirection, coercion of the media, and or outright CIA mind control, they have shifted public focus and have been flying under the radar ever since. Bastards. Tom, being a member of the media, is in on it. But he's also a good guy, so he started dropping these hints, hoping to unravel the whole wicked tapestry. Of course, this raises a question for you, Justin. Are you so unimportant that you're not even in on it? Or do you just love us less than Tom does? I see no other options. I will let you know the truth when my CIA paycheck stop clearing. Marcus writes, so where does corruption of the government start and stop? The president, Congress, and people in local governments have been accused of corruption, but the CDC is infallible and would never lie for a buck. Our entire medical system is built to make the super rich even more rich and powerful. If vaccines are so wonderful, why are the companies who make them immune from being sued? Also, vaccines only are effective, if at all, for 10 years. Most adults I know haven't gotten boosters in years. So where's your herd immunity? I'm really sad that the music died there because I wanted to keep going because there's another email that rebuts it. Ken writes, I do get annoyed when people will break their minds trying to prove that the earth is flat or the Sandy Hook kids were CGI or the fact that there's a mumps outbreak going on in my hometown because of unvaccinated kids. However, I also get annoyed when a genuine, honest-to-goodness conspiracy gets out and nobody gives a shit. Remember when Colin Powell showed pictures and diagrams of Saddam Hussein's WMDs and the death train to the UN? Remember when Bush Sr. and the daughter of a Kuwaiti ambassador lied about Iraqi soldiers smashing babies? Remember when Snowden revealed that the government was collecting files on us and would make the Stasi uncomfortable? Remember that bullshit video where Al-Qaeda and Saddam put their differences aside, got together in Iraq and gassed the dog? Remember when the fake naval attack that got the U.S. involved in Vietnam? Was it Vietnam or was it the other one? Was it Spanish-American War? Remember the main. That's okay, no one else does either. Let's start a war in Greenland because I've started a rumor that they created a Frankenstein-type monster out of the corpse of Hitler, Bin Laden, and Barbara Bush. Who cares? No one gives a shit anyway. Government leaders who get caught lying to sell a war and a citizen need to be tried and executed for treason and war crimes. Also, vaccinate your damn kids. Scale writes, conspiracies. Conspiracies. Now that's my jam. I love conspiracies. I love the feeling of diving into a new conspiracy, allowing myself to be pulled into the depths of mystery. The intersection between coincidence and paranoia, motive and money, power and prestidigitation, it's truly magical. Until it completely takes over your life and you end up in a downward spiral of alcoholism, sleep deprivation, and existential dread. It takes a year of therapy and a bunch of medication to pull you back out of. But yeah, I still love conspiracies. I still dabble. But these days it's a lot more jovial, funny stuff like Australia doesn't exist because the earth is flat and birds aren't real. I try to keep away from the cult of Bathory and 9/11 was a false flag. And I'm never going back to, holy shit, everyone's going to die. Why am I the only one who sees this? Because it almost destroyed my life. Conspiracies are great. Just don't go full Mel Gibson on it. In fact, don't go full Mel Gibson is generally pretty good advice. And finally, Hitman writes, my fave debunked conspiracy is the aliens at Groom Lake. Google Earth and Wikipedia and a touch of critical thinking really illustrate the fact that the USA had some serious research going on over the course of 35 years in its most fortified underbelly. Maybe I'm just a Cold War tech nerd. If it helps, I'm 37, white, and grew up in Wyoming around a bunch of nukes. If you would like to write in, then go ahead and send us an email, jurydaily@gmail.com. I'd like to thank our producers, the Jen, PD Rave, Non-Specific, Rock and Roll Martian, Joe Acosta, well, James, the OG Brito, well, Matthew B, and Chris. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, @JustinRYoung. Follow me there. And, of course, you can get on our Discord, bit.ly/jury discord. JuRYDISCORD. bit.ly/jury discord. We are taking all the news stories from the Jury Stories channel. So if you got something cool, go ahead and pop it in there. Till next time. This your old buddy, Justin Robert Young, asking you to please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. But more importantly, please, don't.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.